So good evening and welcome to the penultimate Donny Chaingang before we take a break for the summer and the sun's shining, lots of events happening, and just as importantly, we have completed 2 years. In fact, a number of people having gone over the 2 years. It's actually more than 2 years since we have been up and running, and a few people managing to miss less than 20 of the Donny Chaingangs. That's some going over those 2 years. But time for a break, and we're going to come back refreshed. We've got lots of plans already. Before that, we've got a cracking week this week. We've got the OTE Super Week to round off the Donny Chaingang. My name's Matt Payne. I'm going to take you through all the action. I've been running the Chaingang with Russ, and Russ has decided today for a little bit of a change because he has been ably assisted by the Wolf, aka Jimmy Allen. We're going to have Jimmy up and leading. We're going to be over with Jimmy very shortly indeed. Now, because it is OTE week, we've got a number of giveaways, and what we're going to be giving away are the Super Gel and the Super Carb taster packs. Now, they are basically think of it on nitrox. Basically, the gels have double the amount of carbs to give you a bigger kick on the way through in the gels. You've got a bit more carbs in the super carbs as well, so suited for when you can't stop to put on fuel as often, so you need to have a proper big hit when you get it. Maybe like when the go. So we've got some taster packs coming out. I've got to say a massive thank you to Annie and Max, all the team over at OTE. They've had a massively busy weekend up at the Dirty Reaver, and we're looking forward to catching up with them over the summer. But for this week, for today, we're going to give away 5 packs. We're going to do the first one now, then we're going to jump in and try and get all 5 done during the course of the show. And then we're going to be back with the other 5 on the Thursday show, and we've got some special guests already lined up for that as well. So let's first of all jump into the random number generator. Let's get used to seeing the number generator up on the screen. You know the score by now, how it works. It's really simple. The numbers are numbered for our members, our current members of the April Donny Chaingang, just over there. The random number generator keeps on firing those numbers. When it stops, that will translate to a number, and that will be the first of our winners. Dum. Who will it be for the first one today? It's going to be whoever is number 37, and that is Mark Blagden. Mark, you are our winner, number 1. So congratulations to Mark. There'll be a super taster pack heading your way, and we'll be sending out all of those details to all of the members at the end of the week. So don't expect an email coming before Friday, because on Friday we'll send them all to everybody. So well done to Mark Blagden, a member of the DCG gang, now the Donny Chaingang Supporters Club, the people who have kept the show on the road quite literally for the last few years. Now, let's jump across. We're going to jump back with me first of all, because we're going to try and get hold of the man who has been there when Russ has been otherwise engaged. This is the one and only Wolf, the man known for the vagaries of his choosing the go point, as much as it is for the fact that once upon a time he rode with some bloke called Jan. Now, Jimmy,
that's right, mate.
how are you doing?
I keep saying I don't like to talk about it, but there might be a chance that I meet up with my old pal this weekend on the 312.
Indeed, heading to Mallorca. I mean, we are lucky to have you today, I have to admit. We're always lucky to have you, but particularly now, because you must be heading off fairly soon.
Yeah, we're off Thursday morning. But yeah, saying to Russ, it's just a pleasure. It's an honour and a pleasure, this, Nice to be asked, and it's also nice to give Russ a little bit of a chance to let his hair down, and just said he's done the 1,023 watts and his warm up. So yeah, be afraid.
Definitely be afraid. Be very, very afraid. And going to be interesting to see how he gets on, not having to type and concentrate and think and watch the ride. Now, I know Russ gave you the choice of routes tonight, and so we get to blame you rather than me or Russ, which is always nice, blaming somebody else, for out and back again. It's a bit of a beast of a route, but it's one I actually really like on the Chaingang. If you pick the route, why would you pick this one?
Yeah, it's one of my favourites. It's about 40 kilometres. I know we've got a 50 kilometre sort of route, but it's the route itself is about 40, isn't it? Something like that. And I just like it because it's flat and it's easy to control. We can chill out, and then it's got the volcano, so something to concentrate on there. And then it's got that little kicker, the short, sharp kicker, puncher's climb, you know. And then it's a little bit tactical over the top of the final climb, and then there's a long run in to the finish back in the desert. So I think as far as road racing inverted commas goes for Zwift, I think it's one of those that it's interesting. It makes you concentrate, and there's a few, like I said, the gamification, the power ups. You can use your feather, you can use the draft one or the aero. So a bit of everything. I love it. Yeah, it's good.
Yep, definitely. And I think for me, it also is a great one for the gang to work together. So we have the riders who are maybe dropped working together and able to stay together as a group and be able to get everybody back in. So real key to jump in with a group. The Red Beacon, we've got Jason Stevens. Jason, another of our regular riders, and great to see him on there as well. And our Red Beacon's doing an amazing job. Jimmy, we're going to try and get back to you during the ride. We've got quite a busy night because we've still got another 4 packs of OTE to give away tonight. OTE have gone over the top. We've already given one away, but we've got a busy night and on giveaways as well. If you think it's busy tonight, it's even worse on Thursday. We've got some special guests as well.
I know, I've heard a few things, yeah.
It's going to be quite entertaining, I think, and it's going to be the end of term feeling just before that long summer holiday. So, Jimmy, thank you very much. We'll catch up with you soon. We'll let you go breathe the troops.
Yep, see you en route.
So great to catch up with Jimmy, who has chosen tonight's route, which is out and back in Watopia. Let's show you where we're going. I know we popped the picture up on a screen, the graphic from Zwift. It's got to say a big thank you to Zwift Insider, to VeloViewer for their technical assistance. They've done an amazing job. So really good to have them on board and their support on the way through, as well as OT, of course, here in the Super Week. OT, of course, fueling Russ, myself, and everybody else fueling me today. I've actually got 2. Yeah, 2 bottles, still got a little bit left in from today's ride, so going to be using those throughout the commentary. So tonight's ride, 2.5k lead in from the pens in the centre top of your picture through the orange sprint section in through Fuego Flats, then round through the desert, climb up in towards the edges of the sequoias and then drop down in towards the tunnels. Climb up towards the Italian villas, then head around through the sprint, over the S's and into the volcano. Climb the volcano on the spiral climb, then descend the volcano, then make your way all the way back down from the volcano, back across the causeway, and back up to the Italian villas, but turn right and then go over the little KOM, the Watopia KOM, and then drop down through the descent and then the long run back. One big lap tonight. 39.8 plus the 2.4 gives us 42.4, and you will see that we have 7.8 kilometres. 7.8 kilometres of warm down. That means you've got plenty of time to chat, tell each other what you're going to do in the gap, arrange to sort out where you're going, put those racing excuses in there, you name it. Tonight we've got 303 metres of elevation, as you've just heard Jimmy on our yellow beacon and our route chooser tonight, and Jason Stevens, our red beacon. Now, we talk about this being quite a hilly route. Let's translate that with the use of the VeloViewer graphics. Now, when we translate it into the route in 3D, it is a little bit of a spaghetti on a plate mess. It's really complicated. Essentially, we go around the right-hand side loop in a clockwise direction. We go around the left-hand side loop in an anti-clockwise direction, including the climb of the spiral. Let's unpack that and let's maybe make that a little bit easier to see and turn it into our 2D. Because in 2D, you get a better indication. We have the little kicker into the sequoias at 8k. We then start to climb out from the tunnels. 14k takes you into the villas. But then you see the big kick coming in. That's the volcano up to 24k. And then from the volcano at 24k, you'll see that you make your way up into the top of the volcano, down the other side, it's basically the exact same shift down into the villas, and then you have the little kick at between 32 and 34k before that run into the finish. So VeloViewer providing us with the graphics all the way through from the start of the chain gang. We've got to say a massive thank you to Ben, to Anna, to John Wild, and all of the team at the VeloViewer company for making it all happen. Without their graphics, to be honest, and their stats, we wouldn't be able to get these routes. And we have prided ourselves on making sure that we have as many different routes and lots of selection of routes on the way through. So our rider's just about leaving the pens, just heading on to that little section into the lead-in. Looks like almost everybody out of the pens. So here on OTE Super Week on the Donny Chaingang, with me, Matt Payne, being led by Jimmy and Russ down in the group as well. Time to dive in for the penultimate one before our summer break here today. So remember, make sure you keep your eyes peeled on the screens, make sure your eyes peeled on the messages, stay around yellow, and really make sure you enjoy tonight's Chain Gang. Let's dive in with the action. Our riders are heading out from the pens, and don't forget we will be diving in for more giveaways on the way round. We've got another 4 sets of Super Taster, Super Carb, and Super Gel, as well as the bottles coming out, the tropical and the berry flavour. Absolutely superb. Always a back pocket for me, gotta say. Always get at least 2 in there. Not that I've got a habit of blowing up, honest God. So here on the Donny Chaingang, live on the Downey Cycling YouTube channel with me, Matt Payne, we are riding in with Mr. Stevens, who is our main man. He is the Red Beacon. All of our Red Beacons volunteering for the role. It is one of the most fulfilling roles in the Chaingang. Please remember, guys, make sure you let them know if you're climbing off before 1 hour, or if you're climbing off before the go off, climbing off before the end. It is really, really key to make sure that you let them know, because otherwise that red beacon will drop back. Now, you can just see our riders going around the loop at the moment. Let's dive in, because our riders are a little bit... You're going to get a little bit sheltered behind the big rocky outcrop from our camera. So we're just watching Jason Stevens, one of our regular riders in that Red Beacon role, making sure you can keep up and keep a check with everybody. Now let's see how everybody's going to go. Remember, this is all about making sure you stay around that yellow beacon. Make sure you're in there. Good to see Jason watching on the YouTube channel as well. Don't forget, of course, make sure you subscribe to the Downing Cycling YouTube channel. If you wanted to catch up with what Russ, myself, and all the gang are up to, Emma, our WoW DCG yellow beacon, our standing yellow beacon for the WoW DCG Arson Killer, you can catch up with everybody on social media. It's the way to stalk people these days, let's face it. Commentator's friend all the way through. Now, this a little bit of a dress rehearsal for our riders in their run in to the finish. The finish is actually the rocky ramp. You can just see the 4 up on the top. But as you go, this is the section goes in and through. Underneath the archway, you've got to have the archway down to your right-hand side. And when we come back around here in just under 40k, 39.8 kilometres time, we will be coming round to the finish. Who's going to take away top spot in the Chain Gang? 39.8k. When we come round, that should put on everybody's clock 42.2 in total. So here we go, the red beacon tucked in here. Looks like lots of riders in as well. The gang all together, and seeing as how we've just transferred our way across, we are going to just take a little bit of a dive in with the riders and just see who we've got on the gang. So just taking a little bit of a look. We've got Colin in here, Beefy from Cycleways in the gang. Good to see Beefy on board once again. He's one of our regular riders. Good to see Colin on board. Thanks for the wave, Colin. Good to see he is in with us. And he was very complimentary about Jimmy's leading today. So I think it's a nice touch from us to get swap those roles around and give Jimmy a run. I know Emma really enjoyed her last WoW DCG when she was leading that, and our WoW DCG Yellow Beacon due to be on the Chaingang on Thursday, along with some special guests as well. Now, we have Keith Richardson in here. Keith, one of the key people on the DCG, and if you're missing the Donny Chaingang through the summer, don't worry. There are real-life rides going out. You can jump on and see your mates out there, whether you're up north, down south. Make sure you keep in touch on those Facebook pages. That's going to keep everybody together. Don't forget that if you're a member of the DCG gang and a member of the Zwift Club, you can set up a ride. Anyone can do it through the summer and actually go out and ride, meet your mates and go get a ride in between the end of April right the way through. So make sure, guys, that you get signed up on there. Now, just having a little bit of a look through. Rob Varsity, one of our regulars on the very front, and another regular who's likely to take the top spot if he's given half a chance. Good to see we've got Sam Emsley in here, Sam, of our regular riders. Good to have Rich Earl on board, Rich in here, and Rich, another rider who's been with us from the start, and I think Rich well over his 2 years worth of Donny Chaingang. He's only missing, I think it's less than 20 on the way through. Great to know our riders are just in all the time. Good to see we've got Gibbo in on this our last week. Gibbo, another of our regular riders on the DCG, and great to see he's in here. A man who is going to be redundant. I think I've seen Mr. Matt Nunn's going to be redundant in his lap counting because it is one lap on the way through. Good to see Craig Genther in here. Craig, another of our regulars as Red Beacon Roll, and of course Fastman on the front as well. And definitely somebody to watch out for. He's got the Down Cycling Coaching Works kit on there, and great to see that he's gone for a super fast setup. A lot of disc wheels today, not surprisingly. You pay a penalty on the steep climbs, but it's definitely worth it as you come out the other side and those long runs back in again. Interestingly, I've seen some stats about pure sprint, and it depends on how you're holding. If you go into the sprint fast, then having a more aerodynamic wheel is absolutely key. Now, the man who's going to be our Red Beacon at the last DCG of the season. And this is going to be John Garford, the Royal Marine, going to be taking the helmet for the very last DCG before we break for the gap until September. Russ now already with lots of plans on the way through. Matt Nunn gets the night off, a bit like Russ tonight, from any responsibility for counting laps, because guess what? We're only on one, so good to see Matt in here. Another of our regular riders, again going really aero on that bike. It's going to make a big difference as you get towards the end of the ride. Billy No8's on board, another of our regular riders right from the word go, and good to see he's back on the Chaingang once again. And again, another fast one that we see improving all the time. We've got, I think it's going to be Rob Taylor in here. Rob, very, very quick. Maybe not as fast as he has been at times, but definitely aggressive. Watch out for him when it gets bumpy, basically, because that's when we expect to see him on the attack once again. Neil from Gritty. Got to say a massive thank you. My co-host on the Crosscast, along with Bruce Dalton. Neil, one of our real regular riders, absolute superstar when it comes to being able to talk the talk and walk the walk, out racing at the National Mountain Bike Series. And of course, the one of the team, along with Caroline at Gritty, the sustainable sports apparel that has looked after the members of the DCG gang with discounts all the way through. They were very quickly on board when we launched the DCG gang, and got to say a massive thank you to them. They have been looking after the riders on the way through, and you see at the bottom of your screen Halo, OTE, Veloskiing, 1080, VeloViewer, as well as Gritty, and of course the Grand Tour Coffee, all looking after the riders. And it's absolutely key, the DCG gang. Russ and I could not spend the volume of time that we do without them. It just wouldn't happen, because without those members of the DCG gang, it just wouldn't be viable to spend the time that we do in making sure that the chain gang happens. So a massive thank you to the people who support the supporters of the DCG. the DCG gang. And don't forget, though, we will be launching those running right the way through the winter, so you'll be able to do one membership in September and run right the way through, all the way through to the April of next year, as well as being able to buy them month by month. So we never know, maybe worth getting it as a early Christmas present. So we're going to jump in. Shelley Childs, a bit of a who's who here. So Shelley, another of our regular riders, very fast man. Everyone will know Shelley from Wales, and got to say, one of the real characters of the sport. I'm riding in that Continental kit. I was out on my four-season Tasman GP 4 seasons. The absolutely great tyres. You just inspire confidence every single time. I've got to say, just selecting some tyres for 3 weeks in France, riding coming up, and they are the tyre of choice in terms of knowing that we can just jump in and get it job done, and that is a massive key part of making sure you can get out and ride. So good to have Shelley on board, a supporter for a long time, and those 4 seasons on mine, and Emma, our WOW DCG leaders bikes all the time. We do change them for some different continents. We want to go super quick. Maybe even might put a set of tubs back on a set of carbon wheels just for a bit of chasing after some segments in France, but got to go get some KOMs and QOMs in France back again. Might be why I'm doing some emergency training through the week. Right, let's have a look. Who else have we got on the chain gang? We're trying to jump into some people we haven't jumped in with already. Jeff Cecil is here. Jeff, good to see Jeff in. A man who's been known to spend most of his time using oxygen to try and get the brain cells to predict the go rather than actually keep the legs going. Fast rider class act, and great to see when we're in here. Now, great to see Jeff back on the chain gang once again. And I know Jeff was down at Nonna's going to visit the gang down there. So great to see him in there. Chris Canham here. So Chris, one of our big sprint finishers, going to be enjoying this. He's got to get himself over that volcano, but you can tell by the size of those forearms, this man can power it round as we come in to the sprints. The chain gang are just rolling along nicely together. Nobody in trouble at the moment. Now, in with a rider who has made the chain gang pretty much around, somebody who has become thoroughly addicted to Zwifting in pretty much every way, shape or form, but also a great supporter of the Donny Chaingang. And in here it is Tracy Seeley. Now, Tracy is one rider who you can almost guarantee is almost on Zwift all the time, but does a lot of riding, but wants to regularly be on the chain gang. So much so, she's been known to do the Tuesday and the Wednesday and the Thursday chain gangs. So both DCGs and the WOW DCG as well. And in fact, was worrying about missing it so much, she has been working with the team just with Keith Richardson, along with Craig Herring and Vin Donohoe, who are all going to be looking after those in real life rides. The chance to meet up with your friends from the Donny Chaingang, go grab a coffee at a Cycle Espresso Cafe. So guys, make sure you jump on those. Details are on the Facebook page. So while our riders are quickly making their way around this circuit, certainly it looks like the gang all together, and Jimmy not having to do too much at the moment. We are going to take a little bit of a jump out, and we're going to jump back across to our random number generator, quite simply because we've got another giveaway to do. In fact, we've got another 4 giveaways to do. Already winning, Mark Blackton winning a set of the Super Taste sets. So that's gels as well as super carbs. Who will our next rider be? Well, let's fire up the random number generator and let's see who is going to get the next prize. Remember, we have 5 to give away this time around from OC. Great sports. Don't forget, members of the DCG gang, there's 25% off till the end of April. Let's get your orders in. Make sure you send them in. Use the discount code. Oh, they're all close together. Keith Richards, our next rider. who has won on the giveaway. So well done to Keith. Keith Richards, the next rider on the giveaway. So great to see you. Well done, Keith. You are going to be our next rider who is going to be getting a pack from OTE. And Keith, another of our regular riders. So well done, mate. Fantastic to see. So that's 2 done. Don't want to burn them all up before we get to the go. That'd be rubbish. Disable one right to the end. Now, Nick McDermott in here. Nick in the blue and yellow, blue and white. I'm going to try and get through everyone over these last 2 rides, but we've got to get quite a lot of people in today because we've got a busy show next on Thursday. So we got Nick McDermott in. Nick, another of our fast riders in that Type 1 Team Type 1 diabetes kit there, and another strong rider, really a regular, pushing on at the front once that go happens, and great to see he is in here as well. On board is Ian Bale. Ian, very quick rider indeed. Let's having a little look at some of his rides off-road. He's definitely a fast rider. In Bolsover rider, we've got to say a massive thank you to the gang from Bolsover and District CC. They've probably had the most riders of any club on the Chaingang. They've been fighting with Stellaton for that honour, but they have potentially just that little bit bigger spread, but they do have a bigger membership database, it has to be said. But Ian Bale, one of our regulars, again, another rider who's spent time volunteering as the Red Beacon. Now, our riders are about to head up the climb and head out into towards the skies. It is a little bit of a draggy hill coming up. It's 2% slope, so this is about making sure you don't lose contact at the back as we head our way down through the side of the garage and start heading up. So 2 winners so far. Mark Blagden along with the winner, last winner on the way through. That's Keith Richards. So good to see Keith getting a win as well. Now you can just see 3% at the moment, and this is where we start to see the gang splitting if we're not careful. But look at this. Everybody holding it together at the moment. This is what we want to see right the way across the road. No messing about. So the gang up on to the climb. Looks like Sean Ferron in here. Sean, another of our regular riders. Sean, member of the DCG gang, another rider who has got plenty of sprint power. We'll see him in action, I'm sure, as we come in the run into the finish. Another regular rider, and another rider who we've seen progressing all the way in and through, and a keen supporter of the Chaingang. And you can see Sean sat nicely in that bunch. Everybody just holding those wheels, just ticking the group up the climb all together. Jump across to Bobby Mason. Bobby riding the train shot. He's one of the few riders who's had the same kit pretty much the entire time he's been on the Donny Chaingang. Great to see Bobby in here, and Bobby, a very smooth rider riding on that Pinarello, and a keen rider, hoping at some point to bump into Bobby down south on one of the journeys down there for an event at some point. So the gang are rolling its way up towards the top of the slope. Looks like we've got Mr. Thorpe in here, Mark Thorpe, another super fast rider. Mark has changed his kit a number of times. He was just sort of in grey and orange. Always has the beard though. Again, another very quick rider when you come in towards the kit. I'm loving the fact that Neil from Crosscar hasn't even got the same kit on YouTube as on his screen. Well, that doesn't surprise me somehow. I'd expect you to have a choice of kits. Come on, you're part of Gritty. Let's face it. So another rider who spent a lot of time with us and has made his way back post-COVID. Dr. D, a real inspiration, coming up for the real ride out for the meetup of riders on the roads out and around South Yorkshire. Don't forget the next one is coming up soon, and that is going to be, I think it's on the 2nd of May. Must admit, I was looking at the Facebook page thinking, ooh, I wonder if I can squeeze it in between broadcasts. Hoping to get out on those. I know Russ planning to be on those when he gets a bit of a gap in real life events. Now another rider, another winner on the DCG gang giveaways. It is Mr. Malin in here, so Paul Malin in the gang, another regular on the DCG gang, another supporter, and working well. Nice to see he's tucked in here. One or two riders just losing contact on the way through. And it's great to see all the messages coming up on the screen from the riders. Thank you very much, guys. Russ and I have always said that we want to have a community that looks after each other and plays game. And that's exactly what we've got. We've got riders who know how to ride, to look after each other, just like you would in real life, and that is great to see. Supported by some amazing companies, by some amazing individuals. I got to say a massive thank you to Ian Taylor at 1080. Now 1080, the 12 DCGs of Christmas, and we gave away quite literally thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds worth of kit over the duration of the 12 DCGs of Christmas, and along with that, we have had giveaways in the summertime as well. It is by far and away, he has given away the most volume in terms of money. And gotta say, at the moment, the support of the DCG gang members back to Ian at 1080 is really appreciated. So, Ian, if you're watching live at the moment, or if you're watching on the record, a massive thank you. I've got to say a big thank you to him. I've got to say I've been an Oakley addict for a long, long time. It's long before the DCG, and can always rely on Ian to have the kit. Bobby Mason, if you ain't allergic to dogs, come down with us and stay when we're down south. Mate, your dog and mine will get on well together. We have a GSP, 35 to 36 kilos of 40-mile-an-hour lunacy. He would love to come down and say hi. Definitely not allergic to dogs. Occasionally, Indy will come down and say hello on the chain gang, but he's decided he's going to stay up in the sunshine. He's definitely enjoyed it upstairs at the moment. Good, so we've got Ian Barker back in with us once again. We're going to sort of steadily make our way around. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Bobby Mason's is a 94-kilo beast of a dog, I have to say. Now, Gareth Mason, the fat cyclist, the man who had the record for the most wins on the DCG until the appearance of a certain Kieran Smith. He is one of the key men to beat when it comes to this course, because he's got the power to go over the climbs. The man who knows Box Hill intimately, and he should do, it's literally on his back doorstep. And, gotta say, an absolutely brilliant, nice guy. Really lovely to have him on the chain gang. Gareth, a former rugby international and an absolute star. In all senses of the word, plays the game, gets the Mickey ripped out of him, and just doesn't rise to the bait ever. Been known to poke the bear occasionally, but you know what? He's actually not a bad thing. So great to see. So just taking a run through. I think for those people wondering how you can have a 94-kilo dog, I'm pretty sure Bobby's is an Old English Mastiff, which we've had. When an Old English Mastiff stands on its back legs, puts its paws on your shoulders, its head is bigger than you are, it's higher than you are, its head is about the size of 3 human heads. They are absolutely massive. Speaking of winners, talking about riders, Kieran Smith, the man who now is our most decorated finisher on the DCG. If we were giving out gongs for finishing first, this man would have more than a mantelpiece full. He'd need a whole trophy cabinet, in fact, a whole trophy room, because Kieran Smith, based over at Matlock, a fast rider, very, very quick rider indeed. And he is, of course, a National Hill Climb medalist. He's a youngster who's got a bright future in the pro ranks, as well as being an absolute beast on Zwift. Knows the game inside out. Ted, who is the best attendee? Now, that would take a lot of time to work out because our club members, of course, don't have to register each time. So I'm quite happy for people to actually work it out themselves and post it on the Facebook page. Start a thread going about how many times you've done the DCG. Feel free, guys, knock yourselves out, and I'm happy to trust you, whoever it is who's done the most. That's for sure. Ted, it's not easy. It's you. How many people have finished the most DCGs? Let's put it that way. You've got to finish them to count. You can't just climb off at an hour. That's part-time. Russ and I don't get to climb off at an hour, neither does Jimmy. Attend, yeah. Attend. You don't get a tick for attendance for attending part of it. I don't know. Yeah, I'm with Craig Getzer. Full rise. Just turning up for the register, then bunking off school didn't tend to work at school for me. So I ended up having to talk for a living instead of actually doing something properly. Okay, let's have a little bit of a check. Ted has finished some, just not all of them. He's a man who's got tea. Can't be late either. Yeah, quite agree, Jimmy, actually. Full attendance from start to finish. Don't blame Ted. Go and get a tea. I'd go and get a tea if I had a pay. Right, let's have a look. Jimmy is in. I haven't actually featured Jimmy yet. Bit remiss of me. Jimmy Allen in his Mondrian style La Vie Claire kit. So great to see that Jimmy's gone full disc as well. Jimmy having a nice bit of kit on the bike, as you would expect a man who knows how to play this game and how to ride the Donny Chaingang. Jimmy just ticking those legs over 56 revs per minute, mate. That's almost weight training. He's gone disc for the finale. Well, I'll tell you what, let's ask him. Let's see if we can get hold of the one and only Jimmy Allen. So Jimmy has supposedly gone disc for the finale. Let's see if that's the case. Jimmy, how you doing?
Good. I've just upped my cadence. You're making me self-conscious.
Well, I'm not surprised.
I've gone up to 62.
Steady. 62? 62?
Oh, mate.
What's that? Are you getting
it's bad, isn't it?
I don't know. Knees going or something?
Well, they're not. I had problems with knees running. That's why I started cycling, and touch wood, I've managed to get away with it. So yeah, I should have more problems, but I do pedal a little bit slowly. I should spin a lot more. It's
it's classic tester territory, not like being able to hold on a chain gang.
What? Yeah. Well. Was that a hint?
Well, maybe you need to go do a 12-hour time trial, mate. With you're back at 62. It's like crazy low. It's like put one of these kids on, they're doing like 100 plus.
I once dipped my toe into time trialing, and yeah, it's not for me. Not for me. I thought I was all right, but then I definitely for road racing. I just I can't. I'm not flexible enough to get in that tuck position. I used to think I were really aero, and then I looked at the photos and thought, nah. Just a windbreak.
Yeah, it always makes you feel good. You're like all the getting really low and think you're flying, and then you see a picture, thinking, no, I'm not. No, maybe not.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely not the case. So the gang's going kind of well because, like, I'm not sure you've really had to say a cross word yet.
I'm writing messages and I'm thinking I don't really need to write this. Just on the off chance that somebody's new or something like that. There's a few names I don't recognise, but generally speaking, it's all the regulars, isn't it?
It is. There are one or two names that have not been on for quite a while that are back, and there are a few that are. I think there might be one or two people just managing to grab a ride before we disappear for the summer break. Talking to summer breaks, have you got plans between now? We know you're heading to Mallorca. You're heading for the 312 to get some serious kilometres in. So that's at least one major event that you're going to be riding. Any other plans over the summer? Any ambitions to get done over the summer in terms of riding?
Yeah, I'm going to sort of put a bit of effort in May, I think, and try and we've got a few longer rides planned. And I was chatting to Russ today about maybe a Cleethorpes run in summer. In terms of events, I think I'm just going to see how things go. Might do the odd hill climb or something like that. No time trialling though. I've still got a racing license. I keep buying a racing license just on the off chance, but nah, I think I'll probably just end with Sporties. Signed up for Flanders next year as well.
Good man.
That's something I'll tell you. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. That's next April though. So
yeah, we might have a few chain gangs between now and then to just get those legs really in shape. That's
exactly.
For sure. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And at the moment, we're just coming down towards the villas, and really motoring at the moment. The gang looks like just leaving people behind a little bit on that red beacon, but it looks like they're all regulars who are going to get back on again.
Yeah, it's just them little rollers, isn't it? And I dare say it'll same will happen again on these, on the S's, because that's always a place. But I think we'll get back together. I don't think there's. Like I say, I can't see any issues tonight. And I mean, I always wonder when it's like this. I think subconsciously they're all thinking, they want an early one. Let's go early. Let's go from the bottom of the volcano. And I'm sure that's what they're saying. I'm sure that's what they're thinking.
Well, you'll soon find out.
yeah. We'll see. Yeah, throw a curveball. You never know. Or keep it sensible.
Yeah, definitely. I'm quite liking the Chris Ball's idea. The Team DCG at the Flanders Sportif, so I think there's quite a few people likely to be heading out that way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'd be good to see.
I'm just laughing at Gareth. I knew he'd like that one.
Yeah, it's not his idea of fun, that's for sure. But I'm not sure I've seen Tom Lindley, so you could get away with maybe the downhill. We'll see.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, okay.
I think it's parents' evening tonight.
Right.
They've switched for parents' evening on the Tuesday night, so he'll be here on Thursday, I'm sure.
Yeah, Vin's off into as well.
Yeah, that's how we know. Right, I better let you get back to it because you're on a little bit of a drag on. Like you said, the Yeses are likely to do some damage. So good luck, mate. Have fun, and we'll catch up with you in a bit.
See you in a bit.
Cheers, mate. So great to see our riders making the way in and through, up on to the gang, and just making the way up this climb. It's great to see. So I think we're, as we head in through the S's, before we hit that volcano, we might have to do another giveaway. We had Mark Blackton winning the first set, Keith Richards winning the second set. So let's head to the random number generator that has been randomly spinning in the background. The third of our giveaway set of the Super Taste packs is going to be going. Remember, it's one rider, one prize all week. It's going to go to number 3. That is going to be Andy Singleton. So Andy Singleton, who's on a great supporter of cycling over the years. Andy is going to be our third winner. Well done, Andy. I think I've seen him on the gang, actually, to be honest. So congratulations to Andy Singleton, another regular on Zwift, a keen racer and rider. And he's watching. There we go. So well done to Andy. Let's dive back into the ride. And great to see that he's in and watching. So well done, buddy. We have 10 in total to give away over the course of the week. So let's have a little bit of a look through who else we've got on here. Now, Owen Davies on the Chaingang, another regular. He's got a ride coming up, in fact, a charity ride. Make sure you dive on that Facebook page, give him some support on there. You can catch up with all of the details. Another regular on the Chaingang, week in, week out. Make sure that you jump on there. If you do have a few quid spare, send him his direction. Definitely going to be appreciated. Now, just seeing a little bit of a split here on the S's. It's generally going to be the case as we go up and over. Mr. Pearson in here. Just about Keith Hayward, another of our regulars. I'm just trying to drop a back to see who is down near the back here on the way through. So it looks like Daisy Frears had a bit of a tech drop out there. That's not good news. I'm hoping Daisy will be back on later. I didn't get a chance to catch up and feature Daisy. Just having a look at Mr. Stevens here, Mr. Nunn. And, speaking of absolute legends of the Chain Gang, it is Stefano Borelli. Stefano, the manager of the one and only Nonna's in Sheffield. If you want to go to the home of Italian food in the city, as far as I'm concerned, Russ, Ben Swift, et al., and pretty much all of the Donny Chaingang, remember, guys, this is the man to see. He is the manager of Nonna's. Nonna's with some amazing food, amazing dishes. If you aren't visiting Sheffield, if you are posh and live down south, then don't forget that they have an online store as well. So make sure you go on to Nonna's. Just stick into your search machine Nonna's Sheffield. They've done some great giveaways with some everything from baskets of goodies right the way through to Italian food, right through to vouchers for people in the store as well. So make sure that you grab a look at the website, dive on there. If you are going down, say hi from the DCG. If you're down there, I've got to say it is one of the highlights of our year when we go in there. So please, 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 please make sure you go and support the people who support your sport. You can see them on the bottom of your screen, and remember they're the guys who've done the giveaways all through the week as well. Now, we are indeed back all together, which is what we wanted to see. We have a few people with tech issues that have dropped out. So a little message going in for Harry Hudson, who is in fact a winner on DCG, who may well be getting some tech dropouts. Just going to take a little bit of a look back. Sure, from Pines Farm, just a long way back at the moment. There's a few people who have been well and truly distanced just because of the tech issues that they've been having on the way through. So anybody who's not in with the pack is basically someone who's had a tech issue and got dropped down. Speaking of OT, the question is this super carbs or is this going to be a hydro tab? Soon find out. Definitely hydro tab. Very nice, blackcurrant flavour. So the gang rolling along nicely at the moment. We're heading in towards the volcano climb. The riders pretty much all together as we make our way around the side of the hillside at the moment. So basically the road we would normally go on goes down and right. We're going to go and take the left-hand turn and go up on to the climb. So here we go. It's a cracking little climb, this. It's a steppy climb for those people who've not done this on Zwift. Steep ramp. Flat. Steep ramp. Flat. Steep ramp. Flat. That's it. Dead easy. Sprint the steep bits and then roll on through. I am loving Simon Runnits. I've just had a notification from Zwift asking why Jimmy hasn't gone yet. That has got to be the post of the game so far today. I think we're loving the downhill bits. Dare Williams, better when done at a steady pace. I disagree entirely. Steady's boring. Just say though, when everybody's together in the gang. Gives me a chance to actually keep a check and make sure we've got everybody. Chris Cameron, don't think I've ever thought any climb was cracking. Well, no, that is true. There is that. It's all relative. So 5% step at the moment on this section of the climb. Looks like Jimmy and Jason just holding us steady at the moment. Jimmy just on the back of the pack. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens here because I think Jimmy is just starting to play some games on the way through and just saying maybe have to test the sprinters. Remember, we've got this climb, we then go down, we come back into the Italian villas almost, take a right hand turn and then go up on to the reverse of the KOM in Zwift. So in Watopia, and that is a nasty little beast going up the back of it. The kicker on the right hand turn really hard on the way through. Be interesting to see exactly how that arrives. Now just going to use our wonderful super duper drone which can go everywhere. Don't panic, Captain Maring on the front. Easy, Tiger. So it looks like Jimmy doing about 20 million jobs at once, which is the way of the leaders. Looks like Jim Flynn and Jason Stevens starting to wind the bus up at the back here on this climb. Jimmy actually the nearest rider to them, just giving it a little bit of a squeeze to get back in to the back of that group. So great to see the riders just stretching this to Chris Canham just up here. We've got Jeff Saysell in here, just moving up into the clouds at the moment. So it looks like the bus forming. So if you do get dropped from the main group, the bus is forming at the back. So make sure that you get your tickets at the ready. Jeff Saysell reckons he's in the wrong place. I think you're in the right place, Jeff. Stay around yellow, as the saying goes. I think there'll be a few people needing to ease off. Stay off the front, as Jimmy says. Absolutely key. So the yellow beacon group, the front of the ride is here. You still have to do this. Can you remember that? This is the ride. These are our leaders. Anybody in front of this group, you ain't in the ride. You just have to do that. You used to end up having to call people Jim Henderson's gloves, but, you know, don't have to do that so much anymore. It's kind of getting a bit dull, really, from that point of view. Used to be able to give people a right good, what's it? Not anymore. So, looks like, yet again, the gang is doing some amazing stuff. That is absolutely astounding, guys. Well done. The gang basically back together again. And although we've shed our red beacon, that is amazing stuff. The gang has rolled itself back into one blob here. And just about in time as well. We've still got more than one full circumnavigation of the volcano before we reach the top. Ooh, looks like Jeff Saysell on a bit of a push. So Jimmy tucked in at the back, plenty of riders all together, and the gang is together and on the side of the slopes of the volcano here on the penultimate Donny Chaingang, live on the Downhill Cycling YouTube channel with me, Matt Payne. Russ sat in the group and giving the lead to Jimmy, who has stood in for Russ throughout the course of the Chaingang, sharing out those duties and giving Jimmy the pleasure of riding and leading the group, which, as always, is absolutely astounding. Great work to hold it all together. So brilliant to see. And Jimmy gives the go, go, go on the climb. They were all speculating when would it happen. Well, he's hit the button now, and look at that group. It is getting very thin, very fast. That is when things get scary. We've just jumped in with Harry Hudson. Hudson, one of our very, very fast youngsters at the moment, just squeezing his way up here. A wasp per kilo coming out from Harry. It's going to level. It's going to kick again. At the moment, he's not quite up in the front group. It looks to me like Craig Genther has got a really good march on here. But look at this. Russ has gone off the front like a rocket. So the moment it is Russ Downing of the Downing Cycling in that jersey's gone clear. He's got Thorpe on his wheel. And Thorpe's taken a win on the Chaingang before. Not many, I think it's just the one, but doing an amazing job when he did on a lone breakaway. Now, Can Russ and Mark go clear here? They are two very, very classy riders. They're being chased by two riders who we see go head-to-head time and time again. Kieran Smith and Dale Williams, with Daryl Tutchell-Waller, who is really on form at the moment. Rob Varty in there. Rob Taylor in the gang. We've got Craig Genther right up there. We've got Gareth Mason, the fat cyclist. We've got Jeffries, Hurst, Kapinski. It's like Nathan from Velabats just betting. Come on, Nathan, squeeze. Come on, mate, use those ankles. Keep those pedals ticking around. Get that pedaling smooth. This Keith Richardson in the mix. This go on the slopes has done some serious damage. Our leaders already well on the way up towards the top. Looks like it's Russ leading them up on to the slopes. We're going to get our camera up in the air. Get our drone out from the lava. This is a steep final slope here. Look at the numbers, top right hand side of your screen. 10% here. This is when it gets tough. But interestingly, both riders on the front are on disc wheels with deep rims. Harry Hudson and Varty Smith Williams kicking on over the top. It levels off and then it's going to drop down the other side. This is when we're going to see a real chase come from behind to try and close that gap down. Just in with Dale Williams. He's going to make this junction here, I think. Mason's got his work cut out here. Now, as we go over the top, expect to see these gaps opening behind Mason. I think we've got Hurst and Taylor there, the last two riders in this chain. That's going to be led down the hillside by Russ, I think, and Thorpe behind Taylor. And we've got a gap back into a group containing Kapinski and co. But the thing of 14 to 16 seconds, they're not going to get back in touch with Mason's group. Hudson already on to this descent. So our riders on the way up, we're going to see our riders on the way down. And this is where the pace really picks up. And we are expecting to see some very, very fast riding indeed on this descent. So we are just riding in with the leaders. It is Mark Thorpe, Russ Downing, Kieran Smith, the three riders together. Are they going to make a go of this and try and stay clear? They've got 5 seconds and 6 seconds on Varty Hudson, along with Tatchell-Waller. We've still got a long way to go. So here we are. Come on, mate, let's go, says Russ. Is it going to be do or die? It's the penultimate one. Time to gamble. Time to put it all out there. Are we going to see one of those legendary breakaways that really goes? There's 6 seconds on Hudson and Varty. Then it's 14 seconds back to Genther, Tatchell-Waller, Williams. Then it's Mason Hurst. The riders are in 2s and 3s. And this is where it's got to go big. So Russ going, he's all in. We've got Thorpe in there. Got Kieran in here. This is where it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. They are Group 1 on the road. 2 at the moment is Varty and Hudson. This is Group number 2. Could just see Group number 1. Group 3 is led by Genther, Tatchell-Waller, Williams in Group 3. Group 4 is the fat cyclist Mason, Hurst, Jeffries. Then behind it's Taylor on his own. Then this is going to be Group 6, if not 7. I'm losing count already. As we go through, so Richardson, Pearson, Nathan from Velabats, Billy No Mates, Ian Bale a little bit further back, but you see the group in front. This is what we love about this route, is that there's so many gaps opening up. There's so many little groups. As they start to squeeze together, they can pull that gap together. But down in here with a 10-second lead on Genther, Tatchell-Waller, Williams and Hudson. So behind they've now become a 5. So this group now 5 riders strong. The chasing group trying to chase the leaders. You can see the 3 leaders are in front. So with 3 leaders clear, 9 seconds back to 5 riders now who've got a little bit more strength in depth because they've got a little bit more volume. But remember, we're dropping down here very quickly indeed. Then behind them, this is our next group. 3 riders. You've got Hurst, you've got Jeffries, and you've got Mason. All 3 of these riders, absolute class acts. Can they close that gap down? Then it's 26 seconds back to Rob, who I think is waiting for Billy No Mates, Carl Kapinski, Keith Richardson, Pearson, and co to close that gap down. But the leaders at the moment is Downing leading them back down this hillside. So the riders descending here, currently doing 62 kilometres an hour. You can see just how fast they are down this descent here. Really motoring the way along. They've got a gap behind though. And the gap is back, is 10 seconds back to these 5 riders being led by Craig Genther, Dale Williams, Rob Varty, Darryl Tatchell-Waller and Harry Hudson. And it is the lightweight, the youngster, who really is having to work here to stay with them. It's all very well being light on the uphill sections, but on the downhills you pay the price. And this is where Hudson really has to work. He can't afford to let the gap open up, because the next group is 17 seconds back, and it would be a waste of all that effort to try and stay with that leading group. You can just see he's almost in a touching distance. So here we were, Craig Genther in the mix. Rob Varty, Darryl Tatchell-Waller, Dale Williams, Harry Hudson chasing group of 5. It's 10 seconds or so, not even 10 seconds to these 3. They've got to choose what to do at the moment. Thorpe is being the engine now that they've hit the flat. He's on the front powering through, but all 3 will need to work. If they carry a passenger in there, then they carry excess baggage, and that will not work. If you do carry anyone and they're not working as 3, the 5 will catch very quickly indeed. You can see that the watts per kilo is slightly higher than the chasing 5. So apologies, just a slight break in commentary. Just had to do a little bit of a check there. I was watching the screens and just doing a little check with a rider behind. Now, let's give you a little bit of a heads up where everybody is. We've got Russ Downing and Mark Thorpe in the lead, 45 seconds clear now on a group that lost Craig Genther, that he's down at the bottom of the hillside here. They've got to push on the front because you're going to see Hudson, Varty, Smith, Tatchell, Waller and Williams are coming fast. A real who's who of riders behind. But remember, we have got the Bear in the front group. He's got Mark Thorpe for company. The pair of them have been working well together. They need to work all the way to the top of the hillside. Behind, let's drop back to group number 2. Well, they're being led up this turn. It is Hudson who's got the pressure on here at nearly 8 watts per kilo. Varty is trying to close the gap down. Tatchell, Waller and Kieran Smith are behind. And it looks to me like Kieran Smith is using a power-up. No, it's Dale Williams who's gone for the power-up there. And he had to use that on that turn. They are group number 2 at 32 seconds. Group number 3 are only 20 seconds behind group number 1. And this is a monster of a group. This is going to be a big show coming to swallow the little pack of fish in front. This is going to be really interesting to see here because there's not a big gap between them. If this group can come together and work on the sections you level off over the top, they are going to be able to do some serious damage. And we are talking, this is huge, this pack. They are really good motor. This is going to be like the peloton coming up behind almost. You've got some real class riders in here, and they are coming at pace. They could really close this gap down. We're just sitting in with Chris Ball at the moment in that La Squadra kit. And they've got to try and close down our 2 leaders at the front. It's Mark Thorpe and Russ Downing. They have got 49, nearly 50 seconds, and this could be the best ride that we have seen on the Donny Chaingang potentially ever. It could be the most audacious breakaway win that we have seen. We've seen solo wins. We've seen Damien Clayton batter off the front on occasion. But these 2 riders are absolutely nailing it behind. 53 seconds back to chasing group 2. Then we've got chasing group number 3 on the road. So you've got group 2 on the road at 52 seconds, group 3 on the road at 1:31. So there are 40 seconds separated Simon Runnett's group from the chasing pack of 5. They have got to work together here now. Our red beacon on the other side of the hillside, just trying to keep everybody together as we see the chasers trying to close down. This is going to be very tough stuff for our leaders here. They're coming up towards the top of the climb. You can see on the map behind that we have groups 2 and 3 pretty much the nearest riders together. And I think we've lost a rider from group number 2, whittling those numbers down. We're just going to confirm that. I think we've lost Dale Williams just in that group. Who we lost? It looks like it's going to be Harry Hudson who has gone. So this is going to do some serious damage to this chasing group. We've got Kieran Smith in the pink. We've got Dale Williams in the pink and grey with the cap on. We've got Daryl Tatchell Waller in the orange Tron bike on the yellow Tron bike. And that is Rob Varty. But they are now 4 riders against 2. With a chasing pack at 31 seconds, who must be taking heart from the fact that the whole of this pack, if they work together, are going to have a massive advantage as they come off here in the run into the Fuego Flat Sprint. So here we go in with the leaders at the moment on the downhill. This is going to be astounding stuff. See if they can hold off the chase behind. Look at the speed, 71 kilometers an hour. They are absolutely nailing this. Thorpe and Downing together on the downhill. Our camera bike behind, with that camera drop down low gives you an indication of the speed here. Just riding in with Thorpe. You've got Downing in the grey. You've got Thorpe in the red and black. And they're both riders on those Pinarello S, the colour coordinated kit from both of them as one. Well, and they are absolutely nailing this. This is a brilliant stuff, but I think the chase has gone out behind as they come round this turn. This is going to take some doing now. They're at nearly 2 minutes behind. We're just going over the top of the climb of the chasing, the big chasing pack. I think are not far behind the second group on the road. They're going to try and close down. They're onto this descent. They're going to be coming at speed. Let's see what the gap is at the moment. I think it's about 47 seconds, I think, back. Well, interesting to see. We're now starting to see a little bit of infighting in this group. Dale Williams being accused of dragging now. Kieran Smith getting the same back from Williams. They've battled it out so many times, and the mind games are going on in these four. They're in a really invidious position here. So here we go. We have Thorpe and Downing on the front. Then we have Kieran Smith. We have Dale Williams. We have Daryl Tatchell-Waller. And we have them chasing behind. We've got Rob Varty as well. All four are absolute class riders. All four we would expect to see in the mix. They've got 25 seconds on the group led by Hurst at the moment. But this group now has to work together. They have the firepower. They have the strength in depth. They have the numbers. They just have to get it together. Can they manage to do so? Can they close down the gap, because it's going to be 19 seconds. Now, interesting, Kieran Smith saying that Dale is Mr. Sprinter. That is a laugh. Kieran Smith, who's out-sprinted him and shown his tactical now several times. That is definitely pot calling the kettle black there. Loving it. Loving it. Daryl Tatchell-Waller and Rob Varty just keeping quiet. I'm just watching this. I think Varty's got the popcorn out, listening to them jabbering at each other. Let's have a little look here at the front. Brilliant to see. Our two riders are just getting on with it. Thorpe and Downing are going for this. This is the penultimate Donny Chaingang before the summer break. We're on Out and Back here live here on the Downing Cycling YouTube channel. The Bear giving up the duties and handing them over to the wall to Jimmy Allen. At the moment, these riders are absolutely motoring, and I think there has been a spot from the second group to group. No, but from Group 3 to Group 2, that gap is coming down. Let's jump in with them. Oh, it's not just coming down, it's been decimated. Look at this. They're going to have them. They're going to gobble them up, and they're going to get spat out the back if they're not careful. So it's going to make a massive chasing group behind Downing and Thorpe. There'll be a big time gap, but can they do it? They're going to absorb some firepower. I think they're going to get Varty first in the yellow bike here. We're just in with Hurst at the moment. So Hurst is going to go over the top of Varty in the red there. He gets absorbed. They're going after the next three riders up the road. They're going to be chasing hard at the moment. They've got to close the gap down. We've got some serious power coming out from Hurst here as they motor the way down this straight. They've got to work together. You can't leave this to one man. You aren't going to close down on your two leaders. It is doable. 1 minute 34 can be lost in the distance to the finish. Remember, it is more than doable. It is just about who has the organisation. As it looks to me like Tatchell-Waller has gone to try and stay ahead a little bit longer. Brave move by Daryl. He should be brave. He knows how to fight this man. He's definitely fighting at the moment to try and keep it clear, to hold on to that third spot. But the riders there chasing. It is Thorpe and Downing. What a ride by these two. They attacked at the right time. They went clear, and they have managed to stay clear. And this is an astounding ride here on the Donny Chaingang. The riders are absolutely motoring here. Tatchell-Waller been, I think, awarded the combativity prize by the consensus of the riders behind here. So the riders are motoring their way in to the finish here. This is going to be fast on the run in to the finish. Can he stay clear in front? You've got Downing and Thorpe. Thorpe is winding it on the front. Russ is having to put some oomph in to get back. They're on to the loop turn. So they're going to come right the way around this loop and then head up onto the long sweeping left-hand turn. Now, come on, Darryl, that's your wallow. Darryl, come on, give it some beans, mate. This is it. You surely can do this. Look at this. He's giving it some. He's at 10 seconds. Can he make it? Can he hold on to the pace all the way in? It's going to be tough stuff as he motors his way up here, being wild back on the front. This is between Thorpe and Downey. Now, they've got 129. If I was Mark Thorpe, there's one place I'd be, and it's on Russ's wheel. You wouldn't see me on the front now for Toffee. No way on this earth am I going to go on the front when you've got Russ Downey sat beside you. You want his slipstream as long as possible and hope that his legs go pop. Now, Russ is here, tucked in. Thorpe starts to wind up on the front. Going to the rock arch. Thorpe is opening up. He's Russ now puts in the aero draft. Russ is going to kick here, and it is going to be a final week win here. The bear has opened up the throttle. He's growling his way in. They say don't poke the bear. This is why. It's going to be Downing who's going to take the win here from one of the most audacious breaks that we have seen. Russ goes in and through the line behind him. It is definitely going to be man of the match going to Mark Thorpe. An astounding ride by Mark, brilliantly ridden, and he stays clear behind, though. It's going to come down to a sprint behind this bunch. Who's your money on? Dale Williams? Is it going to be the riders behind? Is it going to be the fat cyclist? Is it going to be Kieran Smith? Who is going to take this out from the group? It's going to be all about getting the timing right now. Now, Varty's gone hard on the front. He's gone early. Dale Williams has gone from the top, though, and Williams has put 16.7. He's got the gap. He's on the front. Varty's in second man. Kieran Smith is trying to answer this. Kieran out 15 watts per kilo, closing in on Dale Williams. This is going to be so close. It's going to come down to the line. It's literally going to be between these two riders. Kieran Smith has left it slightly too late. Dale Williams, he's taking third spot. It's Kieran Smith taking fourth spot. Amazing ride going through. Nathan from Velobans. Great ride by him for fifth, with Osmond and Co coming in and through. Astounding riding. Seeing all of these riders come in and through that finishing line. And what can we say? That was some ride. Brilliant to see. So Shelley Childs in and making his way in towards the finish at the moment. He's got Simon Runnett not all that far behind. So great to see Shelley on here. Some amazing riding by the riders. That gang there were working hard to try and close that gap down. Apologies if we don't get everything together, but that was some doing. A great ride by Mark Thorpe, just taken out by the bear there on the way through. Well done to Shelley. Shelley's going to be on his way down and rolling his way in. He's ahead of Simon Runnett. So Runnett comes in and through the line. Well done to Simon, a.k.a. Sean, one of the real characters of the Chaingang. Great to see. Looks like Forbes in here with Tracy Seeley. Sir James Forbes, another of our winners on the DCG gang, alongside the Terminator. And Tracy goes for the sprint here. Come on, Tracy, kick it all the way. She stands up, kicks up to 7 watts per kilo. This is the final sprint for today. And Forbes is coming behind. Is he going to get her on the line? It's going to be close. Oh, it's so tight. It is going to be Tracy who takes that. So first female in across the line. A great ride by Tracy Seeley coming through top half of the ride now. So well done to Tracy. Great to have it on the chain gang behind. Rob Wimble and gang are about a minute back. That means we are going for a random. Let's get those numbers up and rolling. A random number generation. And once again, fourth of our prizes is going to be coming out. Who's it going to go to? It's going to number 42. And it means that it's going to be a man who we know can sprint on his way through. Neil Morn is going to take the fourth of our OTE goodie packs as well. Just in time to dive back into the sprint and see a run. Dubash, Dr. D leading it out. He's had his super gel. He's had his OTE on board. big kick from him as he comes into the finish. So Rowan Dubash going to come through. He's going to take the next spot. Clippo just behind him. Then John Garford. So Rodney coming in and through. And Rob Wimble. Great to have Rob and Bob, one of the real unsung heroes of the Notts and Derby cyclocross, making his way in and through the line. So good to have Rob in as well. Woof. Amazing stuff out on the ride here. Our riders are motoring the way in and through. So our next winner coming in and taking the prizes there. So we've got 4 of the goodie bags gone. Rob Wimble in and done. Rowan Dubash coming in and through. Clippo, so Rodney, they're all winding these legs down here, as you can see, in and through the line. We are going to try and jump in with the next riders in for the finish. This could be interesting. You've got more in here. He's got the one and only Sean Farron in here. Question is Sean going to be able to jump more? Can Moore hold him off behind? This is going to be tight stuff into the line. He's waiting. Sean's waiting. We're waiting for the twitch. We're waiting for the kick. The revs have gone up from Moore. Now Farron kicks out of the saddle. Look at that power. It goes down to 8.5 watts per kilo. Moore's got 10 though. 10.8 coming from Moore. This is going to be close as they come into the line. It's going to be a photo finish. Oh, it's photo finish. That is going to be a replay between those two riders. That was a cracking sprint from the two riders. They come through just ahead of Evans. Behind is going to be Catlin. So Catlin's going to be our next rider on his way in through that finish. So well done to Steve Catlin, another of our regular riders making his way in and through the finish. Don't forget, we've got 4 of our OTEs on the way through. Sean Farron said he thinks Mr. Moore pipped him on the line. Well, we'll find out in a little while. Whew. Now, Bobby Mason on his way in to the finish. Good to see Bobby on his way in to the finishing line at the moment, just making his way in towards that final rock arch. One of the real regulars, one of the really nice guys. And guess what? The express train. It is Chris Canham coming over the top. This is why you don't tow Chris to the line anyway. He's an absolutely phenomenal sprint. He's got a big kick and he rolls in on his way through. Behind beefy Colin Bell from Psycho. Always great to have Colin on board once again, as always. And Bobby Mason. A little bit further back now, Keith Hayward is up against Lone Rider. 2 of our real regular riders, Keith Hayward and Lone Rider. They're on week after week after week. And they are absolutely amazing riders. So it's great to see them back so often. And going to be interesting here. Ryder's got a little bit of a kick on Hayward here. A little bit of a gap. And can he hold him all the way into the line? That line is coming. The archway's not all that far away. And the watts are going up now to nearly 6 watts per kilo from Lone Rider as they come in towards the line. He's going to be in and through that line. Then it's going to be Keith Hayward. So Lone Rider comes through. Then it's going to be Keith Hayward, our next rider in through the finish. Following will be Owen Davis and Stefano Borelli. So Borelli and Davis are together. Don't forget, go on to the Facebook page, catch up with Owen's charity ride to give him some support on there as well. Don't forget, of course, dive into Nonna's, see Maurizio as well as Stefano as you come in now. Owen going for the early kick here. We know Stefano's got a sprint on him. He's at 10 watts per kilo, but I think Owen has just got the power to drag him on the way through and take the finishing line. He's just ahead of Stefano. So Stefano's coming through and making his way in to the finish. Just behind it, going to be another of our real regular riders, a man who we know knows exactly how to do the business here. It is going to be Ken Kerrigan making his way in to the line. So well done to Ken from Sheffrick. He's going to be our next rider in and through. Another of our Donny Chaingang regulars. So Kerrigan now makes his way into that rock arch. It will be a job done for him as he hits the archway. So Kerrigan rolls in and through the line, which means we are going to take another jump across. Guess what? Let's give away some more OTE goodies. They've given us loads to give away, and we're going to make sure they go out to a lot of our winners. So let's fire up the random number generator. Here we go. It's up and rolling. Let's get the next of our riders, our final rider for the day, pulled out. Don't forget, we have Neil Moore, Mark Blyton, Keith Richards and Andy Singleton are our winners so far of OTE goodies. Next rider is going to be number 48, Rob Varty. Rob, you are our next winner and final winner today on the OTE prize draw. So congratulations to you. Great stuff and good to see that you are our final winner. Rob Varsity, of course, right up in the mix on the way through. All the members of the DCG gang going into the draw. Now, the riders are coming in around these turns and our red beacon making his way in. We're going to try and get hold of Jimmy, our yellow beacon for the day, on what was an amazing chain gang today. Hopefully he's got his breath back after that massive chase back down again. How you doing, Jimmy?
How good was that, mate? That was great, wasn't it?
Oh, what a finish.
That was belter.
I thought that it was going to close down, but when Craig Genther had to climb off, that group really suffered, didn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's sort of, I'm just messaging Rust. He went full commitment, didn't he, over the top, just saying no quarter Astor given. Yeah. And, working with Mark and then initially Kieran. So I think I just never look back, and just like I say, a bit of an insight into the old pro brain there, wasn't it? Sort of seeing how he, helped sort of working with Mark, and hey, good ride from Mark as well.
What a ride from Mark! It's just sort of it's I don't want to use the phrase best of the rest, best of the mortals maybe might be the might be the way to go. Human legs in rather than bear legs in there. And I mean, Mark did an amazing run, the pair of them, and I think that's one of the best breakaways we've ever seen, and matched by the spirit at the back. We've just seen Jim Flynn, Jason Stevens come through along with Forrester at the back, Craig Forrester coming through, and everybody's in and through the line, which is amazing to see.
Yeah, that was just a brilliant ride, for the last week, and like I say, for a bit of a soft spot, obviously, for Russ getting the old win in inverted commas tonight. Showing his. I got the sense he was feeling a bit frisky earlier on. Like excited about obviously last week, and yeah, it just shows you, doesn't it? But like I say, a great racing, great groups. I was with a big group behind, and we were all. Well, to be honest, we were knocking along. And it was just a good vibe, really, from start to finish. Yep. So yeah, really enjoyed it. I'm gutted I can't make Thursday now. I have to cancel my holiday.
No, don't do it, mate. Just watch it in the airport or on the plane or wherever you are at the time.
Definitely.
Say, massive thank you, Jimmy. Absolutely top class leading as always. Natural born leader. And it shows when it comes to leading the gang. And, of course, keeping it entertaining and an absolute pleasure to work with. And I hope you have an absolutely stunning summer. Really looking forward to catching up with you. At some point, you never know, we might even manage to get a ride in.
Yes, mate, that would be fantastic. And as I said, I think I speak on behalf of gang. Obviously, mostly I've been a gang member rather than a leader, and it's been absolutely fabulous. Yourself, week in, week out, giving us that enthusiasm and that enjoyment. It makes it very special having the commentary, the feed, and you're going through each, giving each person a little bit of time, and I think everybody loves that, and it just adds that cherry on the top of what's a fabulous social ride. And obviously Russ, week in, week out, and never misses a beat, and I think everybody massively appreciates the time and effort that's gone on in the background and to make it happen every Tuesday and Thursday. So thank you very much, and already looking forward to autumn.
I know, and Russ and I have already been talking. We've got a lot of plans of what we're going to do, but part of that will always be all our riders. So amazing stuff. Thank you very much, Jimmy. I'll let you get warmed down and get ready for your holiday. Good luck in Mallorca and enjoy.
Cheers, pal. Egg and chips first. See you later.
See you later. So great to catch up with Jimmy. We're going to leave Jason Stevens, our amazing red beacon, and an absolute star, and exactly why the Chaingang is so good, just making his way to the warm down. So as Jimmy says, the penultimate one, the last week before we take summer break. Russ and I are going out to recharge the batteries and do some more platinum planning. We literally can't keep up with doing all of the admin that comes my way on the way through, and Russ needs to get his legs back working again. Remember, Russ, of course, with a little one, so congratulations to Russ, of course, for that. And he is going to be enjoying some family life, as well as the fact, of course, events out in the world are very busy over the summer. Don't forget you can catch up with us. It's going to be at Lincoln Grand Prix. If you don't see us before, I know Russ will be there. I'll be there on the mic as well. You can catch up with me broadcasting regularly, everything from the XCE through to lots of e-races. And don't forget, of course, we are back on Thursday. I'm going to say a massive thank you to OTE. 5 great super goodie bags going out to the riders. So the super taster packs going out to 5 riders already this week. 5 more coming up on Thursday, and some special guests coming on, as well as lots of messages. Don't forget, it is going to be Russ leading on Thursday. I know our yellow beacon from the WOW DCG, Emma's going to be there. And of course, a massive thank you if you're a member of the DCG gang. Time for me to go finish with 2 bottles of OTE. Haven't managed to do it, it's been far too exciting. So, from me, Matt Payne. Stay safe, have great fun the next couple of days. We'll see you for the final DCG before we take a break to the end of the summer. From me, Matt Payne. We'll see you on Thursday.